I'm Gina Heitkamp. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Middle School Moguls. It's a new line of dolls and books, so we're a toy company. And I graduated here from UCI with my MBA in 2014. So we are a toy company, a toy and media company actually, and we make books, dolls, and online entertainment that support entrepreneurship and technology learning for girls 6 to 10. So during my MBA, I was consulting for a lot of tech companies, and you go to these technology events and there are hardly any women there. And at the same time, my sister is a child therapist with a certificate in play therapy, and she's working with our target demographic, and she would say, they just don't know these jobs exist. And so we thought, why not create something in the toys and media that can show them that these jobs not only exist, but they're fun. So nowadays when you launch a toy brand like this, it needs to have the full ecosystem of products, and digital and content is a huge aspect of that. We have our books, so typically with a toy line you might have the product, the publishing department, and then the content department. And so for us, content is equal product to the publishing and the products. We did a lot of research. As you can imagine, we had to, neither one of us come from the toy industry, and we needed to know if our product even had legs. Our initial response from the kids was funny because we had the characters actually dressed in business suits, and they did not like it at all. And they said, oh, are these the mom characters? And so then we realized that we needed to redo all the characters and make them a little more youthful. And when people go to work at the Google building, they're not wearing a full suit. So that was a good insight for us. Another insight was that we asked a lot of the kids where they're actually finding their toys that they're passionate about, and they immediately said they go online, they see it on YouTube. And so we knew that YouTube was the spot that we need to be advertising. The secondary way that they learn about toys is through their friends. So basically, the traditional nationwide advertising on traditional TV has essentially died. The way that we figured out manufacturing was a long and windy road, I would say. We started with a doll designer who did a 3D rendering for us. We took that overseas, basically went through LinkedIn to try to find a sourcing agent overseas and found one. And when it got to the prototype house, they basically said, this is terrible. And so we had to go back to the drawing board and redo all of that. Luckily, they've been a partner with us this whole way, but we did just start doing our manufacturing, and it is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. And so the prototype phase was actually way easier than the manufacturing in mass. In manufacturing, you need a whole team of people, and they don't necessarily all come together, so you're choosing them one at a time. We have our sourcing agent, and that person goes out and finds you the prototype house, or the manufacturer negotiates the rates for you. We have our prototype house who made our prototypes based on our designer's rendering. So the designer that we used was actually here in LA, and the prototype house is in Hong Kong. And then from there, you go to the manufacturer and you build the tooling and you build out this whole plan of how you're going to mass produce. But during that time, you need to hire someone for quality assurance, which we did not do, and now we're regretting. And you also need to be thinking already about safety testing so that your products can leave the port and come to the shelves in America. I definitely think manufacturing's been the largest challenge for us. We love marketing, we love the story development, the content development, and manufacturing is something that is just totally outside of our area of expertise. We do have a wonderful COO who has come from the mass distribution market, but she was producing beauty products, and so toys are a little different. So we've had a large learning curve there. We've learned, I would say the biggest takeaway is that you have to be so specific. You can't say we want the arms to move up and down, or else if you look at our dolls, they move up and down, and we didn't say this way and that way too. And so now we have to go back and say every angle that the product needs to move, you just have to be so specific and have that quality assurance or that quality control in place. And you need someone on the ground over there. We've been around a couple of years now. We actually entered the UCI business plan competition in 2014, and we won that. So I think that was around May, and that's what really made us decide that we wanted to start the business. So it's been almost 2 years. And it feels like our product should already be on the shelves, but actually in the toy world, it's a long lead buying process. So they're buying in February for the toys for October. So that's where we're at now. We're working with Target to launch our products this fall, and hopefully we'll convince Toys R Us as well. But so that's where we are now, and now we're starting to actually develop our animated content, so our digital marketing strategy that will coincide with the release of the products. And so that will be our sole focus probably for the next 6 months until the products launch. We have about 6 different strategies that we're using on YouTube alone. So we have our own in-house animated content. We're making some commercials, some traditional commercials to show on YouTube. We're doing essentially a mini like Shark Tank for girls. So a different type of content for a little bit older children. And yeah, and then we have our influencer marketing on YouTube. We have essentially a multi-tiered YouTube strategy. So that will be our biggest platform, definitely.